Hello everybody. I do one video and let me take this time to do my disclaimer and put out my apologies. And I want to apologize to my followers who are non-political. I don't normally do politics on this page because I want to appeal to a wider audience, and I have a lot of members of the diaspora who follow me on this page. But in case some of you don't know, I am a political activist, and there is no shame to my game because I believe that we can only inspire change through certain institutions, and politics is one of them. We can either join the process or we shut up, right? Now, there's an issue that we have been talking about for a couple of weeks. If you watch Monday Morning Meds, for the last 2 weeks we have focused on education. This week we had Mr. Robert Gregory, formerly of Harris Trust, and last week we had Mr. Reid Simpson, who is the principal of Belmont Academy, who came into the spotlight because he made posts that were deemed to be negative and inappropriate by the Ministry of Education. He was very critical of them, and the minister himself reported Mr. Simpson to the ombudsman, the political ombudsman. Now, shortly after that, Mr. Reid, Ruel Reid, decided to draft a code of conduct for educators, that is principals, teachers, and anybody else working in education of our children, or not just children, anybody. Basically, he drafted a code of conduct for educators who are involved in politics. Within this code of conduct, Mr. Reid is basically demanding that educators not publicly criticize the ministry or him, the minister. That's a number one. Number two, he is basically trying to make it impossible. He's trying to ban members of a board and the principal from being political activists in the same party. No, yes, I never realized the severity of this whole thing till me hear one news clip a while ago from a radio station, and there was a press conference yesterday with Crystal Tomlinson in her capacity as the president of the PNPYO, who is saying that she's contemplating legal action against Mr. Reid and his ministry because they're attempting really to muzzle the voices of educators. Now, she asked some very stringent questions, which this is the reason why I'm doing this video, and I'm using this platform, my non-political platform, to do it, because I want to know where all I want to think. And let me just put out my disclaimer: I don't want a political hack or political troll on my post, because I got block you know, faster than you say 1, 2, 3, right? And for faster than you say 1, 2, 3, I go block you. No. Here is the irony of the situation. Ruel Reid, it has been revealed, is still the principal of Jamaica College. Even though he is the Minister of Education, he's on secondment, and the JC has an acting principal. Mr. Reid is the principal of Jamaica College. To compound the issue, Mr. Reid lives on the compound of Jamaica College in the principal's residence. Yeah, you heard right. Mr. Reid, let me just repeat it for those who don't hear, is still the principal of Jamaica College, living in a principal's residence. I could not even talk about the code of conduct. Isn't that the biggest, greatest ever? It's the biggest, greatest conflict of interest you have ever seen. No, I could not talk about the conflict of interest part. I could talk about the fact that he is basically trying to implement a code of conduct, which would, the first person that would be in the breach of that code of conduct is him, Mr. Reid himself. What Mr. Reid is trying to do create a fascist ministry. Because him don't want nobody talk about nothing. Him don't want nobody. Now, educators have always, from time immemorial, played a key role in governance. And we want educators involved in governance. One of the most noted educators in governance was Cretaceous Golding, the father of Bruce Golding, the late father of Bruce Golding, in whose honor there's a school named Howard Cook. You have so many others, esteemed educators who cross over into governance and help the country to draft policies for the betterment of the society. And this is what Mr. Reid is trying to take away. Because apparently him feels he must be the only educator that is involved in politics. Because he's an educator, he's the principal of a school. So what he is saying is that, yes, even though I'm the principal of the school, Dr. Small, you can't be the principal of the school talking about politics because you are the principal, even though I'm the principal. That's basically what he's saying. So he's creating an autocratic fascist regime. That's what it is, you know. And I'm telling you that every day I preach about it, that this country is becoming a totalitarian state. And you don't listen to me. When you don't like hear what me have to say, you know, but me have to talk it if you don't want to hear it. As Voltaire say, there's a right to free speech. And I would rather defend your right to free speech even if I disagree with you. Right? I would rather defend the right for your free speech even if I disagree with you. Because at the end of the day, it is a right. It's a constitutional right. And them already put in the state of emergency and violate people's constitution. No, they are trying to violate our freedom of speech and expression. They're trying to control, they're trying to muzzle us and censor us. And then worse than then they could take it, ticky troll them on social media for try and tell me what to say. Just last week Thursday, there was a technocrat, an employee of the Ministry of Education on this page, my page, trolling me on a post that I have about women's empowerment and about a woman choosing to be with a man who is abusive. And he was trolling me during work hours. Matter of fact, at this time, last week Thursday, him under my post, PP clock a troll me. That's what he was doing. And he is an employee of the same ministry. So me confused bad. What is it, Mr. Reid? Why is it that you feel like you are above criticism and reproach? Well, I'm not a government worker, you know. I don't work for the government and I'm not a government teacher, so you can't tell me to stop criticizing you. Because if you're doing rubbish, I am going to say that you are doing rubbish. You are doing rubbish with PEP. And I'm going to say it. And the merger between Heart, JFLL and NYS is rubbish. And I'm going to say it. So you might be able to feel you can cut people's freedom to talk, because as far as I'm concerned, that makes you a bully. But you can't, listen, I don't work well with bullies. I don't work with bullies, no. In Jamaica in 2019, we're not supposed to have to be worrying about them something here. That is foolishness. Foolishness. And people, we need to talk out. Because you have good educators on both sides. Is it that when there is an issue, there's a policy issue where other educators can guide you, you are saying that they don't have the right to say that? And it doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on, whether they're PNP supporters or JLP supporters. One of the best known PEP educators to me that I know is Nadine Kelly-Virgo, and she supports your side. So if Mrs. Kelly-Virgo have an issue, she can't talk to you on her Facebook. She can't go on her Facebook post and our page and say, I have an issue with that. She have to come find your office and write you a letter and you choose to respond to her. No, you can't do that. And this should not be an issue that we seek to partisan levels. What he's doing is wrong. When Ronnie Twaits called people pick the Lego beast, I was at the front of the line criticizing him because people pick me on a Lego beast. And he retracted and apologized. And I expect supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party, as well as supporters of the People's National Party, to strongly stand against this. in defense of our educators, because the educators are educating both the PNP pit to them and the JLP pit to them. Right? They are educating everybody. So because they are educating everybody, they should have the right to say when something is not right. Come on, don't be stupid now. Don't be dumb. Do not politicize it. The right to freedom of speech must be guarded and protected, because that is what makes us a democracy. And as I said, as Voltaire said, I would die to defend free speech, because without the freedom guaranteed to us in the Constitution to speak with mind, then what are we? Come, Mr. Reid, do better than that. You're supposed to be a sensible person. It won't work. Not in Jamaica today, no.